But my thing is, I welcome the werewolf. Dude, I am the like some dudes is like I go, that's nice titty meat. I like your titty meat. Like I'll do that on stage. I love your titty meat, and because
I'm adjusting my shirt. Comfortable anymore.
And this is, you talk about the universal understanding of cosmic and universal laws. There's something I learned in physics class was inertia. Inertia is things in motion tend to stay in motion. Things at rest tend to stay at rest.
Oh, you're so well rounded.
Thank you, man.
How'd you take physics without typing once?
Because the physics teacher had some big ass titties. So big ass titty. So
all comes full circle.
The point is that when you resist these things, it's sort of like like let's look at it like an apology. Like when you don't want to admit that you're wrong, right? And you know you're wrong, but you don't. The longer you take to admit that you're wrong, the more difficult it is. And I know people have been not talk to you. My sister's here. Our sisters didn't talk for 10 years because one of my sisters broke the toaster, and the other one said, "You cheap bitch, you should have brought something." And they didn't talk for 10 years because the resistance of them apologizing, where if they had just in the moment, like, man, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to break the toaster. And so what happens is the longer they were rooted in that place, is it was more difficult to move that mass of forgiveness and that mass of apology.
Damn,
so
10 years over a toaster?
Over a toaster. She'll tell you, my sister's here,
all over
right?
some guinea grease
Gina,
ball
10
shit.
years.
Damn.
And so what I do is I accept what I am. I know I'm a werewolf. And I howl at the moon. I'll bark at some titties. I don't, and I think that they accept that, and that's what Jeff was saying. Like, you go in, like you don't.
By the way,
I don't think
I'm still trying to get past the term titty meat.
I'll say this too.
I don't think I could say that if I was alone in my apartment by myself. Yeah. To myself, I wouldn't use that term. And that's what's so cool, that you say that so comfortably, and you could go up to some chick and say that.
Nice
I never mentioned. They wind up saying it to me. What do you think? I couldn't, and I'm like, what? You know what I mean? It's like, I don't know. It's like you walk up, like you meet a chick on a topless beach, and you gotta make believe she's dressed. Like you can't notice.
And I'm on the
that
beach
she's
like,
got no
damn, you
clothes on.
bitches is naked.
Yeah, and I'm like, what?
I smell pussy.
That's a nice top you're wearing. I'm like, like I don't notice anything, and they're like, I met this chick the other night, and she admitted to me that she was a dancer, but she had said. They were out, man. They were gorgeous. But I didn't say, how are you, man? So good to see you. That's the last thing I will notice. I will never say that.
What Jeff would say, you have a beautiful aura.
Yeah, exactly. Because otherwise I just gave up my power. I just they want you to. I don't walk around with the tip sticking out. I say, hey, look at that. They say, that's so nice looking.
So how do you think that works in terms of the contrast of me just going all in and you not even being able to say titty meat? Like, how does that?
Because you do it naturally. You don't have to try. You didn't
you.
make up in your mind before you left the apartment, I'm going to try to say titty meat tonight.
Right.
That word is not in my vocabulary. I couldn't say it believably. People
Josh,
would
titty
laugh.
meat, you can say.
If I said that to somebody, they would laugh.
I think I'm more kind of in the
middle.
middle. More towards you. Because I'm a guy. I'm going to say exactly. But see, I would approach it in a way like, so you wore that hoping that I would stare at your tits, huh? That's I just like, because I like to insult people at the same time, because it kind of brings it down.
I want to say it. Can I try? Can I get a quarter pound of titty meat, thin slice? Is that? Can I?
Thin slice.
We're talking about
deli
training
style.
though. I like depriving myself for a day, not answering a text, not doing, or saying no, but in small windows. Like if I'm with somebody and they're like, let's have sex, no, but then an hour later, then I'll say let's have sex. I just do that just to have the muscle.
And so I guess
say
Jamal,
I'm coming and then I don't come.
It's a mindset. Everything is a
I'm
mindset.
coming over.
You got
and then I
to
don't
choose
come.
your path, and then you got to stick to it, so that it's
Julian
you.
come back
You got to
on
be
or no?
you.
No,
Women
he had to
respect
leave,
that. They respect integrity. They respect authenticity,
credibility.
Yeah, and confidence.
Yeah.
Man, you have to have confidence.
Anybody else?
Anybody else?
Nathan,
any
you got
questions,
anything you want to
comments?
say?
Nathan, no.
Come on,
From LA?
Nathan. Something's on your mind.
I know what the contrast is you're saying.
We'll come up to the mic so we can hear you.
Contrast with the whole werewolf thing and
We have a mic, sir.
Grab a
Step
mic,
up
grab
to
a
the
mic.
mic. It is audio. This is
Right.
really the whole purpose of this.
You're
Even
talking
though
about
it
the whole
seems like-
contrast
yeah.
with the werewolf thing and the titty meat and giving up your power. Because the first thing you said was that you embrace your werewolf.
Right. I don't.
So
I
for
don't
you-
feel it's giving my power up.
Right. For you to announce the titty meat or to point it out, you're not relinquishing any power.
Right.
Whereas if a
Do
man
you
was
ever
to feel
tell a
like,
girl she's beautiful
Absolutely. Constantly.
when you first meet them?
Dante's game is a little different in that
Yeah, I
he's a
would
more
do that.
flashy
See, but
thing.
that's cool.
I would do
Alright,
that. I would- I would
admire
same
all
statement.
styles.
Titty meat is beautiful.
I admire
Yeah.
all styles as long as it works for you.
That's part of his
I
flash.
just don't.
Is what it is.
But I would also a lot of times sometimes I will compliment obscure things like her shoe, like those shoes are amazing. I was
Yeah.
gonna pick one. I saw those and I was gonna pick those up for my girl, and I just wondering where you
Well, you got them. Yeah. What I have said to people
got you,
is,
bitch. You blink.
what I have said to people is, if I notice a girl is like looking in the mirror a lot, I'm like, don't bother looking in the mirror, because if you didn't look good, you wouldn't even be here. You know what I'm saying? So that's my acknowledgement to the fact that they look good. Like, don't even bother checking yourself out, because I'm that shallow that if I didn't think you look great, I wouldn't even be spending time with you, because I don't have the
Right.
time to waste.